If you watched the first part, you already know we're not chasing perfect listening here. We're looking for small shifts that make cooperation feel safer for everyone. We walked through 5 tiny moves that change the moment before it turns into a tug-of-war. And maybe you've noticed how quickly the tone can soften when you adjust the start. And still, there are days when the same child, the same parent, the same request somehow lands completely differently. That's not you failing. It's the moment asking for a different kind of support. So in this next part, we're moving into 5 more gentle tools, choices that don't feel like traps, language that keeps dignity intact, boundaries that stay calm without threats, and what to do when nothing seems to work right away. Let's step in quietly, because these next pieces are often the ones that change the pattern for good. Number 6, offer 2 choices that aren't traps. Have you noticed how a choice can sometimes make things worse, like your child hears it and pushes back even harder? That's usually when the options feel like a trick, not a real place to stand. Children can sense when the outcome is already decided, and their nervous system responds with, "Then I need to fight for myself." Real choices feel simple and honest, 2 paths that both work for you and both let your child keep a sense of agency. When choices are too big, too many, or delivered with hidden frustration, they can sound like pressure dressed up as kindness. But when choices are small, concrete, and close to the moment, a child doesn't have to defend. They can decide. Even the tone matters. Soft, steady, like you're offering a bridge instead of a test. And if choices still don't land, there's another quiet skill that helps, because what you name in the moment can either harden the scene or reopen it. Number 7, name the moment, not the character. A single label can stick longer than a consequence, even when you didn't mean it to. When a child hears "you're not listening" or "you're being difficult," they often feel pushed into a role they can't easily step out of. Their body may respond with more resistance, not because they want conflict, but because the label feels like a door closing. Naming the moment is different. It points to what's happening right now without deciding who they are. It can sound like noticing the struggle, the transition, the pool of play, something a child can recognize without shame. And when a child feels seen instead of judged, it's easier for them to return to you with their dignity intact. This is one of those subtle shifts that keeps warmth in the room while the boundary stays firm. From here, we move into something many parents feel unsure about: how to hold the line without turning the moment into a threat. Number 8, use a together start to reset cooperation. If you want a calmer yes without bargaining, a small together start can change the whole tone of the request. Instead of sending your child out alone to do the hard thing, you step into the first inch with him. Kids often resist not because they can't do it, but because starting feels like losing connection, especially during transitions. A "we" beginning signals, "I'm with you," even when the task is still theirs. It can be as small as moving toward the first step together, sharing the start, or making the beginning feel less abrupt. That shared start reduces the need for your child to prove autonomy through refusal. And once they're in motion, you can gently step back without pulling. The next part builds right on this, because after connection and clarity, what matters most is how you follow through without turning up the heat. Number 9, the follow-through that doesn't threaten. A lot of parenting advice leans on bigger consequences, but intensity doesn't always create cooperation. It often creates avoidance. When follow-through becomes a warning ladder, children start listening for danger instead of direction. Non-threatening follow-through is quieter. It's predictable, steady, and not said like a dare. It holds the boundary without making your child feel small, and without making you feel like you have to win. This kind of follow-through usually lives in what you do next, not in how much you explain. It's calm movement, a simple limit, a clear end to the debate without sharpness. Over time, predictability can feel safer than punishment, and safety tends to invite more cooperation. But even with all of this, there will still be moments that don't shift, so the final piece is about what to do then without turning against yourself or your child. Number 10, when it still doesn't work. What if the not listening moment isn't asking for a stronger strategy, but a different read of what's happening underneath? Sometimes the child in front of you isn't refusing the request, they're managing a full body. hunger, fatigue, overstimulation, or a big transition they can't name yet. In those moments, pushing harder can feel like trying to talk to someone while they're underwater. Your words aren't wrong, they just can't be received. The shift is noticing which kind of moment this is: a skill moment, a connection moment, or a regulation moment. When you can tell the difference, you stop repeating the same tool into a closed door. You might choose to simplify, to pause, to reset the environment, or to return to the request when the room is calmer. It's not about letting everything go, it's about choosing the timing that actually works. And when you start reading moments this way, listening becomes less of a battle and more of a relationship that grows. Somewhere inside the ordinary noise of a day, there's often a small moment when the room softens again and everyone can breathe again. And in that softness, cooperation starts to feel less like a battle and more like something that can return on its own. Children may not say it out loud, but they're always looking for a sense of safety, dignity, and connection while they figure out how to move with you. Even when they resist, there's usually a quiet hope underneath. Can we do this without me losing myself? And what helps most is the gentle combination of a steady pause, a closer presence, fewer words, kinder openings, neutral cues, real choices, moment naming, shared starts, calm follow-through, and a different read of the hard moments. There's also something else woven into all of this, because listening is rarely only about the words. It's shaped by what comes before the request and what your child has been carrying all day. You're always welcome to stay here with us.